Hello students, in last video we have seen Fatou's lemma as well as Lebesgue monotonic convergence theorem. Now in this video we will continue with some more theorems regarding these Lebesgue monotonic convergence theorem. So the first theorem of this video is, let f and g be two non-negative measurable functions, then integral f dx plus integral g dx is equals to integral f plus g dx. We have to prove this. So proof. Now let phi be the function that take values as a1, a2 up to an, and these values are taken as a set, sets a1, a2 up to an. These sets ai can be defined as collection of x such that phi of x is equals to ai. Now let the values taken by psi, another function, values taken by psi be b1, b2 up to bm, and this taken as sets capital B1, B2 up to so on bm. Now here each bj set is defined as x such that psi of x is equals to bj. So therefore by definition phi is equals to summation I from 1 to n ai characteristic function of the set ai. Again psi can be defined as summation j from 1 to m bj and characteristic function of the set bj. So therefore phi plus psi, this can be written as summation I from 1 to n ai characteristic function of set ai plus summation j from 1 to m bj characteristic function of the set bj. Now summation I from 1 to n summation j from 1 to m in bracket ai plus bj and characteristic function of the set ai intersection bj. Now the simple function phi plus psi has value ai plus bj, that is this whole function phi plus psi takes value ai plus bj and these values are taken on a measurable set ai intersection bj, and this collection of this sets ai intersection bj form a finite disjoint collection of measurable sets. Now integration phi plus psi dx is equals to summation I from 1 to n and summation j from 1 to m ai plus bj and measure of the set ai intersection bj. So this can be written as summation I from 1 to n summation j from 1 to m ai measure of the set ai intersection bj plus summation I from 1 to n summation j from 1 to m bj measure of the set ai intersection bj. Now this can be written as summation I from 1 to n ai measure of, taking this summation j from 1 to m inside, so we get measure of ai intersection union of j from 1 to m bj. Now similarly, taking the summation I from 1 to n inside, so we get summation j from 1 to m bj, measure of union of I from 1 to n ai intersection bj. Now this measure of ai intersection union j from 1 to m bj is equals to measure of ai, and measure of union I from 1 to n ai intersection bj is equals to measure of the set bj. So now using this, let this equation be 1, and now using this 2 in 1 we get this implies that integration phi plus psi dx is equals to summation I from 1 to n ai measure of the set ai plus summation j from 1 to m bj measure of the set bj. So now this phi and psi, these both are measurable simple function. So therefore, as phi and psi are measurable simple functions, therefore integration of phi plus psi dx is equals to integration of phi dx plus integration of psi dx. Now this f and g are given as non-negative measurable function. So let f and g be the non-negative measurable functions. So there exists a sequence of measurable functions, that is sequence of function phi n and psi of n, such that so now we have seen that there exists sequence phi n and psi n such that this sequence phi n increases the function f and the sequence psi n increases the function g. So this implies that the phi n plus psi n increases f plus g, but for each x we get integral phi n plus psi n dx is equals to integral of phi n dx plus integral of psi n dx. Now taking limit n tends to infinity on both sides, taking limit n tends to infinity, so we get limit n tends to infinity integration phi n plus psi n dx is equals to limit n tends to infinity integration of phi n dx plus integration of psi n dx. Now we have one result, that is by theorem integral f dx is equals to limit integral f n dx, and this implies that limit integral phi n dx is equals to integral f dx. So using this we have integral f plus g dx is equals to integral of f dx plus integral of g dx, and hence the theorem is proved. Now the next theorem is, here it is given that fn is a sequence of non-negative measurable function, and we have to prove that integration summation n from 1 to infinity fn dx is equals to summation n from 1 to infinity integration of fn dx. So proof. Here first we define Sn equals to summation I from 1 to n fi, where n is finite. So this implies that integration Sn dx is equals to integration, now in place of Sn, summation I from 1 to n fi dx. So this implies summation I from 1 to n integration fi dx. Let it be number 1. But we know that limit n tends to infinity Sn, that is it will be limit n tends to infinity, Sn is summation I from 1 to n fi. So therefore taking n tends to infinity, so we get I from 1 to infinity fi which is equals to f. So let it be number 2. Now by Lebesgue monotonic convergence theorem, is give monotonic convergence theorem, we have integration f dx is equals to limit n tends to infinity integration Sn dx. So this implies that limit n tends to infinity integration of Sn dx from 1, it is summation I from 1 to n integration fi dx. So again it becomes summation I from 1 to infinity, that is taking n tends to infinity integration fi dx, that is integration f of dx is equals to summation I from 1 to infinity integration of fi dx. Now integration of f dx is, here f is this summation I from 1 to infinity, so therefore integration summation I from 1 to infinity fi dx is equals to summation I from 1 to infinity integration fi dx from 2nd. So now take replace I by n, we get integration I n from 1 to infinity fn dx is equals to summation n from 1 to infinity integration fn dx, and hence the theorem is proved. Next is example. Here we have to give an example where strict inequality occurs in Fatou's lemma. That is, we have to give one example in which integration limit infimum fn dx is strictly less than limit infimum integral of fn dx. So solution, let f of twice n minus 1 is equals to characteristic function of the interval close interval 0 1, then f of 2n is equals to characteristic function of open interval 1 2. Here n ranges from 1 to up to so on. Now f1 of x is equals to characteristic function of the close interval 0 1 of x, which is equals to 1 for x belongs to the close interval 0 1 and equals to 0 otherwise. So therefore taking integration of f1 dx, so the value taken by f1 is 1, then characteristic function of close interval 0 1 which is equals to measure of the close interval 0 1 which is equals to 1. Now similarly f2 of x is equals to characteristic function of open interval 1 2 of x which is equals to 1 for x belongs to the open interval 1 2 and 0 otherwise. So therefore taking integration of f2 dx. The value taken by f2 is 1 and a characteristic function of the interval 1 2, therefore which by definition is equals to measure of the interval open interval 1 2, so which is equals to 1. So therefore integration of fn dx is equals to 1 for all n, but infimum of fn is equals to 0 for all n. This implies that limit integration fn is equals to 0, that is integration of limit infimum fn dx is strictly less than limit infimum of integration fn dx, as 0 is strictly less than 1. Next example is, here we have to show that integration 1 to infinity 1 by x dx is equals to infinity. So solution, here this function 1 by x, here 1 by x is a continuous function for all x belongs to semi-closed interval 1 to infinity. Also this function 1 by x is strictly greater than 0. So thus this implies that 1 by x is a non-negative measurable function. This is non-negative measurable function. Now also this interval 1 to infinity can be written as union of k from 2 to infinity k minus 1 k, semi-closed k minus 1 k. Now as x belongs to this interval semi-closed 1 to infinity, this implies that x also belongs to the union of such intervals, where union of k from 2 to infinity semi-closed k minus 1 to k. So this implies that x belongs to the interval k minus 1 to k, that is k minus 1 is less than x, which is less than k for some k. So now this implies that x is less than k, that is 1 by x is strictly greater than 1 by k. So again this implies, if we take integration 1 to n 1 by x, which is greater than summation k from 2 to n integration 1 to n 1 by k. So this is summation from k to k equals to 2 to n k inverse. Now when n tends to 0, then this summation k from 2 to infinity k inverse also tends to 0. Thus this integration 1 to infinity 1 by x dx is greater than infinity, hence integration 1 to infinity 1 by x dx equals to infinity, and hence proved. In next video we will start with a new article, which is the general integral. Thank you.